Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Discover a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
If the new Chicken Big Mac at McDonald's looks like a Big Mac, has 3 buns and sauce like a Big Mac, but has 2 chicken patties, then it's not a Big Mac.
At participating McDonald's for a limited time. With something like 5 million podcasts, finding a really good one can take a ton of time. So let me recommend one. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in each episode, we discuss topics that can be really helpful, like how to read people better, the psychology of crowds, or fun things like the story of Legos, or why you probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for horses. Something You Should Know is the name of it, wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of See You Next Tuesday.
Yep.
Where we read the results of last week's episode of But Am I Wrong? And I have to issue an apology.
Yeah. Do you want to explain?
So, shout out to Nicole. We really gave Nicole our honest feedback where one time I think it was our last or one of our recent live streams. We were doing it on our Patreon, join our Patreon. And someone, not Nicole, in passing mentioned like, oh, why did the new Fisting Friday episode not go up? And we were both like, what? It was supposed to be up. There was no, and everybody was like, oh yeah. And then of course, to give you all a little background on Nicole is sitting in the front of the classroom, raising their hand, so on top of it. Mm-hmm. If there is an episode where like the audio cuts out or like some technical difficulty happens, Nicole sends a message to the podcast account, sends a message to me, and sends a message to Melissa. So then of course I read it after Melissa. I text Melissa and I said, hey, Nicole said this. And she goes, already told me, we're already working on it, we fixed it. And we were like, Nicole, did you know this? And she's like, yeah, well, I didn't want to like, bother you. Like, I didn't know if like, maybe it was late. We're like, Nicole, come on. You're always the one on top of it. Uh-huh. And so we said, don't do that again. Come on. You can't, if we're slipping, you can't be slipping. And so then she took that seriously and messaged, I assume she might have also messaged me. I didn't see it. Because I was also birthday-y stuff, saying that, hey, Meghan uploaded the wrong votes for this week of But Am I Wrong? And you know what? Nicole was correct. I did.
Yeah.
I did. So that
and
was
yeah, it just gets confusing now.
I will say, though, I did like look at it and I was like, damn, like I swear we've been on top of the order of like back and forth between the two of us of who starts. And I was like, and this one feels like, okay, well, I guess we messed it up. And I was like, I should have like explored that feeling a little bit more.
Yeah. And maybe because the ones from previous week, I said, don't use these this week. They're going to be for next week. And I should have did the same for this one. But I was like, no, she'll be fine because I had already said it last week.
Yeah. I think I would have been fine if it wasn't birthday week and I was just trying to like get shit done because Kyle was in town until Tuesday. And so I was like, oh, I got to make sure
he's having a good time.
All of this. Right. Because I've been like slacking on everything. And so I was like, oh, Megan, don't slack on this. And in turn, I just was a little too eager. So we did upload those other ones. I apologize. So if people didn't see the ones for next week at all, like if you're like, I fully didn't get to see those or vote in those, I can repost them. They're already there. No, because like hundreds of people already
We'd
voted. Have to add.
Yeah, but people can still write in and let us know their opinion.
Yeah, so just reply to those stories, those ones, and they're both labeled 109. Again, I am so fucking sorry. The yellow ones are actually 110. So they do go up chronologically in the highlight first. So just know that those ones, the yellow ones, are actually 110. So you can reply to those for next week's episode. But lo siento, everybody. Birthday week. Now let's do the results of last week's real episode, who is wrong for episode 109. Again, these are the pink ones if you're looking on our Instagram.
Yeah, so it is not in order on.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. It's not in order because I can't change the chronology because it's uploaded chronologically.
I thought you were saying
I can put it in its own
order.
highlight if that's easier.
No, it's fine. All right. First up, me. Melissa says, stop spreading lies about Kamala Harris. Who is wrong? 1% said that I was wrong. 99% said I was not wrong. I don't know if y'all saw the video of this girl that came up to her at one of the events and was like, "You're my idol." And Kamala took her face in her hand and just told her how smart she was, and it was the sweetest thing. I'll put it in the links in the description to show. But then we also get her putting a heckler in their place at one of the events that she just had. And I was like, I love that we have this dichotomy of a bad bitch on both sides of the spectrum.
Might you say Mamala?
So I'm very excited about voting. Like, when was the last time I could say that?
Yeah. And I think it's so amazing that we have a candidate that, like, you know, the people who are like, she's just as bad as Trump, which is
not true at all.
Like straight delusion. And truly what that decodes to me is, well, I hate her as much as Trump. She's just as bad as Trump. Trump is a absolute raging bigot and misogynist and predator, and she's a black woman. And those things are being equated as like, and that's like, the fuck? But like that she went on RuPaul's Drag Race. Like, this is like, we haven't had a candidate like that in ever.
And I also appreciate that they go low, we go lower. Like, we're not on this Michelle Obama. I love Michelle, but like, she's not a politician. And we need to make that clear. She is not a politician. And the Kamala HQ is on their shit.
Yeah. And as two people who have constantly said when they go low, we go lower, I feel represented.
Yes.
And that's what a candidate's supposed to be.
And even our VP pick as well, him making a joke about a couch. Incredible.
Kyle was like upset that the Pennsylvania guy didn't get picked. And he was like, I don't know, I don't like the look of this guy. And I was like, Kyle, let me introduce you to this man. Let's start watching these videos.
Yes.
He's literally like a high school teacher, football coach. Like, he's very much giving like, everybody in the audience good. Okay. Oh, we need some water over here. Oh, getting a little too hot. Okay. Like, he's great. And he also said Brat Summer. And as soon as he said Brat Summer, Kyle said, I'm good. I like him.
Midwest princess.
We're fine. Exactly.
All right. Someone said, I hate how much misinformation is being spread about her. Honestly, I was starting to get extremely anxious about the future of our country. Lately, it's felt like our world is on fire, but having Kamala run in the race has felt like a light in this dark hole. I know everyone says that no politician can be 100% good, but knowing that she has a rich history of advocating and supporting those who need it proves to me that she will do everything in her power to make a change. It feels so relieving to finally have someone that we can all stand behind.
She's a politician, but she's probably one of the best ones we've ever had. And the ones that people go, well, this one's better, is probably because they've actually never held any office or had any sort of power, because it's a broken system. So if someone is a perfect person in that, Jill Stein, it's because they haven't had to do anything.
Yeah.
It makes me
And they
irate.
also don't stand on business when it's not an election year.
No, they literally disappear. Where do you go? Where are you, girl? And I say this again as someone who grew up in a Green Party household. I know it. I'm very familiar. Ralph Nader.
Oh, God. Someone else said, as a Canadian, it's been very difficult to find a truthful narrative about this. So thank you so much for the information. Our country's actions are often intertwined, and I wish America didn't follow a two-party dysfunctional system, which often fuels toxic behavior for everyone in politics.
Meghan says we need to let American people play British people with bad accents. 11% said I was wrong. 89% said I was not wrong. I don't know. I mean, actually, I didn't actually read.
Look at that hottie in the photo. Oh my god.
Yeah, I did that for you, by the way.
Thank you.
I did, as soon as I like typed in him though, the like classic scene of him from Mary Poppins, the chimney sweep. And I was like, I'm actually not going to pick this photo. This photo is...
It looks questionable.
Yeah, especially because of the quality and like when you take it out of... When you remove the background, you take the whole thing out of context. Like, first of all, they did too much. Like, you don't need... We don't need that much. There feels like an implication there. But specifically when you take out all the context, I literally clicked it and I went, no, it's not. Especially with the American flag in the background. I was like, no. We're reclaiming the American flag, but it's been a process. Someone said, honestly, not wrong at all. The ammunition of hate that the Brits gives us, it's time to... It's a time for us to waffle their little feathers, parentheses said in a British accent. I thank you, Nicole, for writing that out phonetically.
I don't know what the fuck you just said.
It says, for us to ruffle their whittle feathers. It's granted.
Ruffle
Nicole,
their little feathers. Got it. Okay, got it.
Yeah, the whittle feathers. Like, it is giving slightly more speech impediment how it was written out than British. It's time for us to waffle their whittle feathers. That's exactly the level of bad British accent I think we should be doing.
That's great.
And in the Fisting Friday episode, which came out before this, you might have heard that I, in fact, did see the movie that inspired this post, and I stand by it even harder than I did before.
As a podcast network, our first priority has always been audio and the stories we're able to share with you. But at Realm, we also sell some pretty cool merch, and organizing that was made both possible and easy with Shopify. When you think about successful businesses like Aloe or Allbirds or Skims, an often overlooked secret is the business behind the business that makes selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. That's because nobody does selling better than Shopify. It's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret that's definitely worth talking about is that Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%. That's more happy customers and way more sales going. If you're hoping to grow your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
Contained herein are the heresies of Radolf Buntwine, erstwhile monk turned traveling medical investigator. Join me as I study the secrets of the divine plagues and uncover the blasphemous truth that ours is not a loving God, and we are not its favored children. The heresies of Radolf Buntwine, wherever podcasts are available.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all, I'm JJ.
Hey, guys, it's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests who share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like, it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
All right, then we have writer number 1. Would the writer be wrong if they didn't pay their friend who created a birthday feast that no one asked for? 4% said the writer is wrong. 96% said the writer is not wrong. We also did have an update from the writer. All right, so the writer said, this was my one. Update is I never ended up paying her and she hasn't asked for the money, so I guess that's a win. However, I also just think I've come to terms that the fact is that this friend is cheap. We were out this weekend. I bought her a drink and she bought me one. And the day after, I got a Venmo request for the drink I bought her. Like, girl, I thought we were even. I ended up paying that, but then instantly sending her another request for the drink I bought her. Pettiness got the best of me, I guess. That's not being
That's
petty.
not petty.
She wanted to be refunded. You got your refund. That is weird.
She wanted an invoice, so she gets an invoice. She sends one and she receives one. It's the circle of life. I can't stand people like that.
Me either.
Because like I think there's a difference between like being cheap and also like being poor or not having money. And as someone who like financially funded my whole life, like if I didn't have the money for something and I have to nickel and dime people, then I'm not going to let people ever pay for my own, my stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not it's not conducive to that. Like, that's what it makes it cheap. It's not a need-based thing. Because I wouldn't be able to cover other people if I have no money.
And I wouldn't go anywhere.
Exactly. And like, I didn't. And like, I was like very open with like, I cannot afford that. I don't have the money. Or like, we're going out to like dinner or something. And I'm like, I'll eat beforehand and I'll just get a soda and I'll pay with cash. Like,
and that's what the plan was for the birthday party, was that everyone was on the budget. So they ate beforehand.
Yeah. That's so fucking odd to me.
Someone else said this friend needs to either admit they don't have money for groceries and ask for help, or stop trying to make people pay for their food for the week. Facts.
Do you know what it gives me the vibe of? The people who you'd go out and you'd be like, oh, I'm not getting anything. And in college, and you'd be like, oh, I'm not getting anything. And they'd be like, oh my God, no, come on. Like, it's my treat. It's my dad's credit card. And then afterwards, they'd be like, could you pay me back for that? I'm like,
yep.
You literally told me that to convince me you offered to get this for me, saying it was not your money. And then you're asking me to give you money back. So you're profiting off of me.
Someone else said, I'm definitely like the friend who went all out, because as much as I deny it, I am a Leo who loves to be congratulated. But if no one else agreed to my extraness, I wouldn't try and make them compensate for me. And this girl, knowing that everyone ate before this and still choosing to go all out, what did she really expect? Facts.
Yep.
Also, happy birthday.
Oh my God, yeah, happy birthday.
I don't know when it is, but sometime around here.
Yeah, it's in the early. I think it's after my birthday, but still in the beginnings. Okay, then we have writer number 2. Are they wrong for saying that the ear incident was a horrible act and violence is never the answer? You guys, I'm really disappointed in these answers, because 64% said the writer is wrong, but 36 said the writer is not wrong. And to that, I say what I said before. Is it always the saddest loss of a life when Hitler died and when the people who Hitler killed died? Or the same sadness when Jeffrey Dahmer died and the people Jeffrey Dahmer killed died? Like, this false sense of like, no, we view all, And also, I have to think, most of these people don't even view animal lives the same. Like, animals are always like, animal death is sadder than a human death, or you know what I mean? Like the ranking of this, like sometimes we actually can rank tragedies. Okay. Someone said, I'm torn on this one. Objectively, violence is not the answer, but given who it is, shrug. I am someone who firmly believes sometimes violence is the answer.
But also it's specifically about who this is. So.
Exactly. And like, everybody has their own instances where like violence is something you would do, you know? Like, it's just, it's not like self-defense or fighting back on a system that is built on that or whatever that is. I think it's like to have it such be a blanket statement only would work if we lived in a non-violent society. Right. Like, you know? Because otherwise it's just like lay down and let it happen. It's like the response to that. Okay, so someone else said, there are definitely times where violence is the answer. There's some bitches out here who really won't listen until they literally get some sense knocked into them. Although I'm glad this incident didn't kill him, because the narrative behind it would have been crazy. I was really wishing that when he got COVID, it would have taken him out, but who knows if that was just one of his tricks. That was also what I was wishing for, because COVID, I think, would have actually moved the needle in sense of like for people like taking it seriously or whatever. And I also don't think he would have been memorialized as much of a hero, you know? I think it would have like split the party, which would have been great. But yeah, someone said, I think this person is lost. They are clearly in the wrong place. You know who you are. Thank you for saying that. Your response, and you're right. There's literally
they said we can say their name whenever.
Oh, you're right,
we
Gail. Gail, we love you. Someone else said, there's literally no scar on his damn ear. I'm quote unquote, I'm not a Trump supporter. Sure, Jan. Facts. Also, love the profile pic. But yeah, I just think it's like, it's so only in these times when the pendulum is it's on this side of it, that do we ever get well, it's never actually, no, it's not the answer. And like, it's always bad. I'm like, why is it always bad when it's happening to a Republican? But we never get that conversation when it happens to a Democrat or anybody on the left.
And that's why Democrats getting down in the dirt is essential. Exactly.
It's like Motz's thing, which I don't support. I still don't support this because I also don't trust him for this. But Motz's whole thing, he goes, we just need to start arming the liberals. And I'm like, no, Motz, stop.
No, I'm with that too.
Well, I just don't support him with a gun.
No. But like, I think that, you have, as the Constitution says, you have the right to bear arms. But like, they were talking about fucking guns that take 10 minutes to load. They're not talking about rifles.
Yeah. Nor are they talking about without no checks and none of those protections there. So yeah, but also at the same time, I'm like, a lot of progressives own guns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's not like
VP Pick does. Mm-hmm. He talks about it openly. He goes hunting.
Yeah. It's not like it's the there's only one side. It's not about like not wanting to have guns. It's one side of them says, please don't do any checks with that. I think that I don't think I would pass those checks. So therefore I don't want you to take my gun.
Right. Like I personally would right now in my life and in previous life, I don't want a gun.
No.
But like maybe one time I might. My grandmother slept with a shotgun next to her bed.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she did. It was like funny looking shotgun, but like that's what she did.
Yeah.
And I don't think she ever actually shot anybody. But
and if she did,
it was
we
there
don't
for
know
her.
about it.
Right. It was there for her protection.
Yeah, her peace of mind. And granted, people do different things. Some people sleep with baseball bats. Some people sleep with broken wine bottles. Yeah. Like, everyone's got their own form, and it's whatever makes you feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
But like, pass the fucking checks.
Right.
Hey everyone, join me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa DeMonts, for Don't Blame Me, But Am I Wrong?
Each week, we deliver 4 fun-filled shows.
In Don't Blame Me, we tackle our listeners' dilemmas with hilariously honest advice.
Then we have But Am I Wrong, which is for the listeners that didn't take our advice. Plus, we share our hot takes on current events.
Then tune in to see you next Tuesday for our listener poll results from But Am I Wrong?
And finally, wrap up your week with Fisting Friday, where we catch up and talk all things pop culture.
Listen to Don't Blame Me, But Am I Wrong on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Do you love Disney? Then you are going to love our hit podcast, Disney Countdown. I'm Megan, the Magical Millennial.
And I'm the Dapper Danielle.
On every episode of our fun and family-friendly show, we count down our top 10 lists of all things Disney. There is nothing we don't cover.
We are famous for rabbit holes, Disney-themed games, and fun facts you didn't know you needed, but you definitely need in your life. So if you're looking for a healthy dose of Disney magic, check out Disney Countdown wherever you get your podcasts.
Merry Christmas, everybody! My name is Eric Peterson. I'm here with my good buddy,
Danny Jordan.
And we are the hosts of Christmas Countdown Show.
We're so thrilled to be bringing the merriment to you all this holiday season. On Christmas Countdown, we love to count down our top 10 favorite things related to the holiday season. That could be food, movies, music, everything that we all love about this massively merry good time. So wherever you get your podcasts, make sure you click that subscribe button. Eric, are you ready?
I am ready, and we hope that you are too. Merry Christmas, everybody! Let's go!
All right, then. My wrong of the week pick was JD Vance, still is. And also, I don't know if y'all have noticed, and it's evident in this picture, but he's starting to mirror how Trump stands and talks and moves his hands. It's weird. He does like accordion shit. Yeah. Like he's starting to do this. And I'm like, dude, you drank too much of the Kool-Aid.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen Leo's Trump impression?
Yes. Yeah.
It's fucking fantastic. Anytime I see those hands, I just see Leo doing it. Anytime there was like a new viral clip, he goes, hold on, let me see those hands. And he goes, one day this is going to come in handy. One day I'm going to get to play him.
All right. And 98% said that JD is wrong. 2% said that he is not wrong. Someone said, I forgot what he did, but I know he's wrong as fuck.
Exactly.
Someone on Twitter said he looks like an angry Care Bear. Agree. With eyeliner. Which I'm all for people wearing whatever makeup they want. But like, support drag queens.
I also need people to stop making the TikToks being like, this is what JD Vance, like, tell your injector to do this. Instead, like, this is what's happening right. No. First of all, that injector is doing the Lord's work.
Mm-hmm.
They know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And stop trying to. We all know that we've got some toxins of the Botox variety going on there. So we don't need to hear it in the sense of like, oh, this is a subtle read that he has Botox. I'm just afraid he's going to see it and he's going to get better work done. And why would you put that, whoever put in all of that work, mapping his face to make him look like the anger emote, like the animation from Inside Out, where's that just going to go just away? Don't do that.
I hope he starts going to Matt Gates's person because incredible.
Oh yeah, no shit. That's what I'm thinking of is the Matt Gaetz one that people are talking about. And now they're talking about JD Vance.
Mm-hmm.
So like it led into that. And I just need you guys to know they might see that and then they might fix their faces. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I think Matt Gaetz is too far gone. There's also the woman that used to be married to Newsom. And now is Republican. She used to be so pretty. And within the last year, I don't know what the fuck she had done to her face.
What? I've missed that.
The one, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes. Yeah. I'm just confused.
Because she's dating one of Trump's sons, Kimberly Guilfoyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this was her.
Yep.
I thought he was dating a housewife.
Well, she looks like one.
Yeah. That's crazy. She used to look like Anne Hathaway.
Yeah. So keep it up, girl. Looking great. All changed within a year.
She looks like a mix now between Teresa Giudice and then the one who has the big hair and the lips with her kids who all have the lip injections and they're Southern blonde.
Kim Zolciak.
Yeah.
Bierman. Sorry, I left off her married last name. She would get on to me.
Okay, then we have my wrong of the week. Chelsea King. 100% said King is wrong. 0% said King is not wrong. To give a wee bit of an update, she has like posted like being like, I'm taking a break from like social media. Like people are just like, you know, I won't let the negativity get to me. But like, thank you all my supporters for like being so wonderful and kind. It's like, wait, what? So yeah, she did that. And then also the other update was that I don't think I included the reason why it was not insured on the way, like the jewelry wasn't insured in transit, was because her boyfriend has to fill out this form, which they do before they send it off, where you write the estimate, like the value of that thing. And if you don't fill it in, the maximum you can get is $80. And so he initialed saying he was foregoing writing the value of it and indicating that meant the value was like less than $80.
Yep. Well, that's on them.
It's a time. It's almost like she forgot that being a struggling artist doesn't mean that you have a lucrative income outside of just your music, but that your music is your only source of income at all. Greedy rich people really irk the fuck out of me because they can literally never get enough. They're always so loud and so wrong, and they should be embarrassed. Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree on that one. And also the fact that she's like, my boyfriend's just like a little tennis instructor. The fact that she thinks that makes him sound poor is how I know how detached from reality she is.
Yep.
I'm like, that. First of
tennis
all, that's
instructors
not,
make at minimum $100 an hour.
Well, but also, and if they didn't, that would be a summer job for a high schooler. Like,
right.
There's not a way. Like, if you are a full adult and that is your job, it's the same thing how I feel like a ski instructor. Either, And I grew up in a place where like a lot of fucking kids, they do that. And there's one of two options. And the one that happens most often in the very affluent area I grew up, their parents bankroll their life. And so they have a job that's a fun job and they don't even do it that, like it's a couple days a week, maybe. And then they just get free ski passes for the season. And that's why they kind of do it. So like either you are getting paid an exorbitant amount of money to do this thing that you're doing, or you actually aren't because you don't need the money.
Mm-hmm.
So that was so funny to me. But that is it. We hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to vote. Well, no. So actually, you can't vote. Don't forget to write in on that one.
Vote.
So
It's too late.
It's too late
Vote
to vote.
early.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And you know what? Speaking of that, check your registration status.
Yes.
Make sure you are registered to vote. You know, that crazy thing that happens every couple of years, regardless if you're in a red state or a blue state, sometimes it's just no longer registered, even if you're sure you did. It's literally on my to-do list to like triple check, and I will continue checking before we vote in the election. And God bless America forever. Oh, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Welcome to the small town of Chinook, where faith runs deep and secrets run deeper. In this new thriller, religion and crime collide when a gruesome murder rocks the isolated Montana community. Everyone is quick to point their fingers at a drug-addicted teenager, but local deputy Ruth Vogel isn't convinced. She suspects connections to a powerful religious group. Enter federal agent V.B. Laureau, who has been investigating a local church for possible criminal activity. The pair form an unlikely partnership to catch the killer, unearthing secrets that leave Ruth torn between her duty to the law, her religious convictions, and her very own family. But something more sinister than murder is afoot, and someone is watching Ruth. Chinook, starring Kelly Marie Tran and Sanaa Lathan. Listen to Chinook wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, a co-founder of the Go Kid Go network. At Go Kid Go, putting kids first is at the heart of every show that we produce. That's why we're so excited to introduce a brand new show to our network called The Search for the Silver Lining, a fantasy adventure series about a spirited young girl named Isla who time travels to the mythical land of Camelot. During her journey, Isla meets new friends, including King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table, and learns valuable life lessons with every quest, sword fight, and dragon ride. Positive and uplifting stories remind us all about the importance of kindness, friendship, honesty, and positivity. Join me and an all-star cast of actors including Liam Neeson, Emily Blunt, Kristen Bell, Chris Hemsworth, among many others, in welcoming the Search for the Silver Lining podcast to the Go Kid Go network by listening today. Look for the Search for the Silver Lining on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Laura Cathcart-Robbins, and I'm the host and creator of Only One in the Room podcast. Every week, my co-host Scott Slaughter and I invite you to join us for an hour and lose yourself in someone's incredible Only One story. We talk to the realest of real people, dealing with issues like infertility, addiction, human trafficking, and body shaming. Oh, and we want to be fair, so we talk to some celebrities too. Oscar winners, New York Times bestselling authors, supermodels, and even the most decorated U.S. Winter Olympian. Everyone is invited to share their Only One story with our listeners. This podcast is for anyone who has ever felt alone in a room full of people, which is to say that this podcast is for everyone. Download Only One in the Room wherever you listen to podcasts today.